Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is up? It's your boy, Spooky Noodles. I am back with another book mail. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually a Salvation Army find. Yeah, we have Salvation Army finds. Tons of them, actually. And let's not waste any time. Let's just hop right into it because there's a lot of these books to talk about. So, first things first, we got Speak the Night Bird by Robert R. McCammon. So this is the volume 1, Judgment of the Witch. I have no idea what this is exactly. It's probably, I thought it was a short story collection, but now I'm starting to think it's actually a real novel. There's not a table of contents, so yeah, this is a novel. I just never heard of this book before. But yeah, Robert R. McCammon. Great author. Let me read what this book's about. The Carolinas, 1699. The citizens of Fount Royal believe their town is cursed by a witch. What else could explain the sudden fires, crop failures, and gruesome murders? Convinced that Rachel Horath, the beautiful widow of the recently slain minister, is to blame, they throw her into a gaol to await trial and execution. Presiding over the trial is traveling magistrate Isaac Woodward, aided by his astute young clerk, Matthew, who, despite the evidence against Rachel, believes in her innocence. But soon he realizes that there truly is evil at work in Fount Royal, a malevolent force more powerful than any witch could ever hope to conjure. Boom. Definitely a novel. Alright, next, we have Dean R. Koontz's The House of Thunder. Okay, so let me read what this is about. Gotta read the inside flap, because on the back you got his face. So here we go. She woke in a hospital room, barely able to remember her own name. What secrets lay hidden within Susan Thornton's mind? What terrible accident brought her here? And who were the four shadowy strangers waiting like death in the darkened corridors? One by one, Susan unlocked these mysteries, and step by step she approached the torment of her past, a single night of violence waged by four young men, the House of Thunder. Next, we have Jack, Secret Histories. They discovered the body on a rainy afternoon. This is by F. Paul Wilson. I believe this is a coming-of-age story, which is like one that I've been looking for a while. I've never been able to pull the trigger on buying this book, but, you know, it just looks like a fun read, so I got it. So, yeah. So let me read what it's about. And by the way, this is a series. You can read them not chronologically or whatever it's called. You don't have to read them in order. At least I don't believe you do. I mean, you'd get a better understanding of how the story's written, but I don't think you have to read these in order. And this is the only one that I actually seem interested in the series. So, yeah. Let me read the back. Ever come across a situation that simply wasn't right? Where someone was getting the dirty end of the stick, and you wished you could make things right, but you didn't know how. 14-year-old Jack knows how. Or rather, he's learning how. He's discovering that he has a knack for fixing things, not bikes or toys or appliances, situations. Here's how it all starts. Jack and his best friends, Wheezy and Eddie, discover a rotting corpse, the victim of a ritual murder, in the fabled New Jersey Pine Barrens. Besides the body is an ancient artifact carved with strange designs. What is its secrets? What is the secret of the corpse? What other mysteries hide in the dark, timeless Pine Barrens? And who doesn't want them revealed? Jackstown, the surrounding barrens, and his friends, even Jack himself, they all have secret histories. Coming of age story. Looks good. Next we have, I probably should save that one for last. Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman. I actually don't own this book yet, so yeah. Billy Halleck, good husband, loving father, is both beneficiary and victim of the American good life. He has an expensive home, a nice family, and a rewarding career as a lawyer. But he is also 50 pounds overweight and, as his doctor keeps reminding him, edging into heart attack country. I know the feeling. Then, in a moment of carelessness, Billy sideswipes an old gypsy woman as she is crossing the street, and her ancient father passes a bizarre and terrible judgment on him. Thinner, the old gypsy man whispers and caresses his cheek like a lover. Just one word. But 6 weeks later, and 93 pounds lighter, Billy Halleck is more than worried. He's terrified, and desperate enough for one last gamble that will lead him into a nightmare showdown with the forces of evil melting his flesh away, and away, and away. Thinner. Yeah. Sounds awesome. Next, this is not much to talk about, but it's a writing book. It's Essentials, Writer's Companion. It has rules of grammar, spelling guide, style guide, resumes, and business letters. Basic rules of standard English, rules of using punctuation and capitalization, guidelines for sentence structure and patterns, advice on writing business letters and reports, and special section of bibliographies and indexes. Yes. All right, next we have Star Wars Force Unleashed. This is a novelization of a video game I played when I was younger. I love the game. I don't know if I ever finished the game, but I know how it ends because I looked it up on YouTube. It doesn't really have a synopsis here, so I'm not going to read that. But there is an inside flap I could read, I guess. It's a little long, but just to give a gist. So there's a apprentice that Darth Vader takes on. This guy. And he's super strong with the Force. And basically Darth Vader has him doing all of Darth Vader's chores. So he's going around doing all the stuff Darth Vader doesn't really want to do, And he comes across a Jedi one day that changes his perspective on things. That's all I'm going to say. Really good book. Well, game, that is. I want to read the book, though. So now we have 3 more books left, and I'm going to show you this one. This is pretty cool. This is Great Ghost Stories of the Old West. And I thought it would be good reading material for when I want to write a Western horror story. It's edited by Betty Baker. And it doesn't really have a synopsis since it's a short story collection. But it has images in it, like really cool images in here. And I'll read the stories to you. They got an introduction, The Strange Valley, The Phantom Mustang, The Trap, The White Riders, Back Before the Moon, The Hexer, Johnny Who Rode the Ghost Train, which I'm very excited to read, Ghost Wolf of Thunder Mountain, and that's it. Then it says here, the Western Writers of America is an organization of professional authors whose aims are to promote their common interests, encourage the writing of better quality Westerns, and bring them more effectively to the attention of the reading public. The contributors of this volume are all members of the Western Writers of America. Cool. So you got an introduction here, and I'm actually going to draw inspiration from this book probably when it comes time to write. I want to write a ghost train story in the Midwest. And let me see if I can find what page it's on. I don't think I'm flipping too many pages. Yeah, I did. They're really short stories, by the way. Let me see here. Well, the Hexer is pretty long. Johnny Who Rode the Ghost Train by Phoebe and Todd Hunter Ballard. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool image. 6 pages long. I mean, that's a short story right there. But I'm looking forward to reading it regardless. I love trains, so anything that has to do with trains, I immediately buy. I haven't read any of my train books, but I like trains, and this one is an Old West, so I had to get it. All right, next we have volumes 1 and 2 of Books of Blood. I found these at a Salvation Army, believe it or not. Let me read what volume 1 has first. So volume 1 has stories. I've already read the first Books of Blood, but yeah. So you got Books of Blood, The Midnight Meat Train, The Gathering Jack, Pig Blood Blues, Sex, Death, and Starshine, and In the Hills, The Cities. And honestly, there isn't a bad story in this collection. In the Hills, The Cities is one of the better stories. Books of Blood, the Book of Blood is really good. Midnight Meat Train is excellent. Gathering Jack, excellent. And Pig Blood Blues, excellent. The only one I wasn't too sure of was Sex, Death, and Starshine. I don't really remember that one. I think that had to do with, like, this, I don't think it appeased me too much. But every other story, though, is great. And then the second one, Books of Blood Volume 2, has, I haven't read this one yet, so I don't actually know which ones it has, but Hell's Event, or Dread, Hell's Event, Jacqueline S., Her Will and Testament, The Skins of the Fathers, New Murders in the Rogue Morgue, and that's it. So, yeah. So, I got the two Books of Blood books. I already own all these Books of Blood books, so maybe I'll sell these ones. I thought they were pretty cool copies, nevertheless. But, yeah. And that is it. I also got this lock and a shirt. I'm not showing you the shirt, but I did get a lock for my gym locker. And that is it. So there was a lot of books there, honestly. We got through it in a good amount of time, but if I'm going to say which one I'm most excited about, honestly, it's this book. I'm mostly excited about this book. But regardless, they're all good books here, I believe. So, I'm going to enjoy reading them and whatnot. So, yeah. I am currently reading Dead Station by Aaron Beardsell. Then I'm reading Mike Duke's Amalgam. So I'm kind of on a sci-fi horror kick lately. So that's why I've been reading these type of books. Obviously, I mean, why would I read these books if I wasn't into that kind of stuff, right? But, you know, I got tons of books I gotta read. I got a whole library in my room. And by the way, I gotta clean this place up. It is a mess. Luckily, you guys can't see it, but it is a mess in here. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about these books that I just mentioned. Books of Blood by Clive Barker was an excellent find. And then the Jack book by F. Paul Wilson, couldn't believe I found that. I've been wanting to buy that book and I couldn't pull the trigger on it. And then I find it at a Salvation Army for 50 cents. Hell yeah. But anyways, I'm going to say goodbye now. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a spooky night and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.